Because it got too
Alright,
loud now.
Oh, it's too loud now.
What mic are you using?
That is a lot of white noise.
Yeah, there's a lot of white noise in the background.
What do you mean, white noise?
Alright, how does this sound?
A little better.
Too loud, too quiet?
Nah, it's fine. We
Yeah,
can
fine.
we can cope. Okay, so what's your reasoning why you didn't tell them about the Kensai or any of that?
Well, I told them basically what's going on. They don't need the specifics.
It's like you kind of lied to them, though. It's like it's not that you're fast learners. You're using spiritual means to learn about that, to bind with the equipment.
I said that it's something I got from being the kind of monk I am. So it's not so much that I'm lying.
It's like, but how is he
deliberately
supposed to?
misleading.
Like, she's getting flustered. It's like, but how is he supposed to know what that means?
He's not. That's the point.
It's like, so you lied to him.
I deliberately misled him.
It's like, how is that different from lying?
Well, one is an untruth, and the other is a truth that is misunderstood.
So she's kind of pouting. It's like, I don't even know you anymore.
Well, better than anyone.
Okay, so it's like, yeah, I do live inside your head, so it's kind of hard not to know you.
The point is, I don't really trust the guy yet.
It's like, yeah, I'm getting that feeling too. He was a former prisoner after all.
We'll see. If it becomes relevant, then maybe I'll tell him, but I don't think it will become relevant.
So it's like, this could mean that it's like if he does create other armored suits, this could be the difference between them succeeding and failing. So I think that would be relevant.
I mean, not really. This ability only affects me. I can't teach it to other people.
It's like, but you can teach them how to be like that, how to sync with other armors.
No. No, I cannot do that.
It's like, fine.
That's not my place.
It's like, yes, it relies on your Grandmaster who sent you on this quest to come out here, which you don't remember, but I know which way you need to go. It's like, so here's the fateful choice. It's like, I can tell you where to go. I can tell you how to get back.
Return?
How to return.
I haven't finished my mission yet.
It's like, what do you mean you haven't finished your mission yet?
I haven't found a weapon that's perfect for me yet.
It's like, you're gonna keep searching. It's like perfection. You're never gonna find that.
That's the point.
It's like, so you're never gonna go home.
I might not. I might. It isn't.
It's like, this is leaning increasingly towards not.
I will if I can find my weapon. This would be simpler, but it's not.
It's like, but you said you'd never find it.
I think it's very unlikely that I find it, but there is a possibility.
It's like, so you're never going home. So, because with such a slim possibility, there's no way you'd find it.
Dwarves live a long time. I'll find it eventually, probably.
It's like, oh, now you're just making excuses. There's a reason you're not going home, isn't there?
Possibly.
It's like, and she's like taps her head, her own head, and it's like, I'm inside your mind, remember? I already know all these things, but conversation. Let's talk about it.
You know the way they are. It's all about the one-hand weapons. It's the long sword, the short sword, the scimitar.
It's like, oh, being the rebel, eh? That's why you're out here. Because you feel that if you go home with any other weapon, you're going to be scorned by your peers.
You think they would approve of what I've done with this armor?
No. Just from the history you've given me so far, no, they wouldn't. So, it's like, and if I know your Grand Master as well as you know him, I know that he's not the type of person to approve of anything outside of the Order. So it's like, so what will you do? If the perfect weapon for you is not what they're asking for, then you'll never go home.
I have to follow my conscience. I can't go back with something that isn't right.
And it's like, so here you are out here, and then you can't go back.
Yes.
And it's like, and she kind of slaps you on the back. This Constitution challenge. So, that's a 10. Come on. Constitution challenge of 10. So you don't fall over. It's like, there you go. Honesty is refreshing, isn't it?
Refreshing. Not really.
Okay, so... No, and you feel her, like, she's wrapping an arm around your shoulder. It's like, so tell me, where do I fit in all of this? It's like, let's get real. How far is this really going to go? Are we going to be like this all the time? I'm advancing, you're blocking, back and forth for all eternity.
I walk over here, pick up Niltaor, and I just shake him around, saying, "Quit being bad at love."
No, it's This is so Adrik, you're watching. This is Adrik, and you're shaking Niltaor, which is funny. So
Adrik's the one who's supposed to be.
Yeah, but you're shaking Niltaor. You can't take it back. Still, it's Niltaor. How you? What's your response to that? Because Spicoli out of nowhere just comes up and shakes you and says, "Quit being bad at love."
He said he threw him. Too. He said he threw him.
He says, "Get off me."
Okay, just kind of getting him.
I'm stronger than you.
Okay. And so, like, both Malice and Yuki are laughing at that. It's like, even they realize it. It's like, ha! It's like, wow.
Even I was able to get a wife.
And so,
Shit.
he's like, do you really want to, like, he's looking at us like, do you really want to end up like Niltaor?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay. It's like, then we're going to figure this out, like, eventually, but maybe not now.
Yeah, I don't think now's the time.
So say, Claire is like, she's like trying to keep you between, she's trying to keep, like, distance between him and, between her and the Sunbro by having you in front.
We're surrounding Trickster.
Yeah, so it's like, ladies, there's enough of me to go around. And so, like,
No.
so Backfire slams him in the head. It's like, enough of that. You're always hitting on every pretty thing that gets in sight range.
And then I drop Niltaor and I go back to Scholar.
Yeah, that's my job.
Okay, so it's like, okay, what do you need?
Nothing really. Just want to talk.
It's like, yeah, about what?
How'd you get the name Trickster?
It's like, well, it's an epic tale to that. And she just, it's like, Trickster, keep it short. It's like, oh, you're no fun at all. You go somewhere else. Go that way. It's like, hey, if I don't watch you, you're gonna be long-winded here for a good 24, 48 hours on your little story. So no, I'm not going to. It's like, you're no fun at all. It's like, long story short, my major warfare style is misdirection. Hence the name Trickster.
Okay. That is a lot simpler than I thought it would be.
It's like, well, I could have done an elaborate tale. It's like, yeah, and bored everyone here for a good couple hours.
I might have enjoyed it.
So, moving down the line.
Wait a minute.
Okay, what else?
Before I leave him, I pull something random out of my robe of useful items.
Okay. What is it this time? Maybe we should just write down what the items are.
Here, have this. I give him a 3rd level spell scroll.
Okay. It's like, oh, what's this? And so he opens it. Let's see, what...
No, I give him a 2nd level spell scroll. It's invisibility.
Okay.
So when he reads it, he turns invisible again.
It's like, oh, ha ha. You know, I don't play practical jokes on people. That's not what my name means.
I know, but it's still funny.
It's like, maybe to you. So it's like, and so Backfire's laughing. It's like, no, not just to her. So Hollow's the one looking over there, and then he looks at Thorin. It's like, that's my compatriots. That's just how they act. Nothing different. So, you are the one they call Thorin.
I suppose I am.
It's like, you are a pawn of the god Abatu. He's not really a god, he's more of just the lord. Simple deity.
Think that this much.
It's like, do you realize that he is dying?
Yeah, I think Quabo mentioned it.
It's like, and that he is probably searching for a new vessel.
Yeah, that's something he also said.
It's like, do you realize that you may be being prepared to become that vessel?
Yes.
It's like, so long as you are aware. Just know that it may work in your benefit. To have the power of a Fiend Lord is, intoxicating. Of course not to me. I've seen it before. You lose more and more of yourself over time. In the end, the Fiend Lord wins. His personality dominates your own. It takes a very strong mind to keep it at bay.
I've been fighting this mage for a time now.
So, it's like, the mind of a burnt-out, young, arrogant wizard is nothing compared to the mind of a Fiend Lord. Something that's used to dominating millions of souls. You are tangling with something that may be your undoing.
Well, at least I won't die on pouring that.
It's like, if this continues, you will wish you were dead. You will be forced to be just another soul in the massive form of him, left alive but unable to do anything.
Well, that's kind of what I signed up.
Okay, so it's like, are you sure this is what you desire?
In the end, maybe not, but
It's like, then I cannot help you further than that.
just a question. How the hell did I do this? And I show him the bracelet.
It's like binding a demon into an object made of null plating. It's not impossible. It's just highly unlikely. Null plating is supposed to be anathema to anything magical. Technically, its soul should have just returned, but you... Let's see, so... He's looking about it. It's like, you probably just... were lucky, if I had to guess. It's like 1 in a million chance that this would actually go into it and be absorbed rather than dissipate, or have parts of its soul torn apart. Interesting. It's like, be careful though, it's still a very angry beast, and if you give it the chance, it will turn on you.
So how do I not give it a chance?
It's like, simply keep it equipped on your wrist and it won't be able to bite you.
Oh. Easy enough. So
It's like, making it obey you is a different story.
not as much.
It's like, if you do become possessed by a Batu, I will be forced to kill you.
How do I solve not being possessed?
It's like, I have been working on that since I've heard of your story, along with the research as to your deity and your affiliation. Your friends don't know of your affiliation, do they?
Most of them don't know.
It's like, good. It is good that they don't know. Many of them may get overzealous. So, this is a very private thing to you.
I'd like to keep it that way.
So,
Or
it's
at
like,
least
there is only one other option that you have to you. The only other option you have is to try and kill the Batu when he is at his weakest.
So,
It's like, I can give you the means to do so, to banish his essence.
Become the Lord.
Yeah, but it's like, but remember, a Batu is a being of pure negative energy. Just coming into contact him could corrode.
I could probably fight him. I'm being of pure light. I'm just kidding.
So,
Need
it's like,
help.
we will deal with that bridge in time. For now, you have other objectives to attend to.
like gathering an army.
Yeah, so and he just stops paying attention at that point. Like, he's back to praising whatever deity or praying to whatever he's doing. It's like, yes, Spicoli, wait, what?
I'm gonna walk over to Niadra.
Okay, so it's like, yes, Spicoli, Adamantium armor, very archaic. Why did you choose adamantium out of everything you could have chosen? It seems a bit heavy.
Yeah, it helps improve my strength.
Okay, so what brings you here? I mean, besides the obvious, asking me questions.
Do you know how to have even better than this armor now?
It's like, no.
Yeah.
If you're thinking alloys, that's not my department.
I need a greater armor than this.
It's like, I bet you do, but I don't know anything about that.
Could you, in turn, implement a power core and make my armor better?
It's like, it's not that simple. Your adamantium is not a very good conductor for any sort of life core. The only reason that the only reason that the other suits are able to even integrate adamantium plating is because it is that, plating. The internal structure has its own system. Your armor, in its current state, would have to be redesigned completely. It's like, secondly, you'd have to link directly to the suit. So anything that happens to the suit, you'd feel on your main layer. So, it's like, and that's a huge commitment. Your armor, it may take days to do such an integration. Plus the material cost. We don't even know if we have all the materials to do such a thing.
How much would your friend be willing to pay for this? And I hold out the power core.
Okay, so it's like, oh, another one. So let me see. So he's in. It's like, not much. This one's a tad damaged.
I also have this. Show him the two other medium life cores.
So
same as the first.
It's like, so he looks directly at the one. It's like, this one is probably the most intact. It's like, but I'm sad to say that our demand is a bit low right now. It's I have no idea. It's like, well, I could, I guess, try. So it's like,
try what?
So what is your price you're asking for this time?
Enough to allow me to train harder.
It's like, I bet you would, but I wouldn't know how much that would cost. So Scholar's a smart ass. When you don't do specifics, he's the type of person where he's like, he'll throw it back at you. It's like, so enough to train harder. It's like, well, I bet you would, but it's and that would be what exactly?
1,200 collectively.
It's like, I don't even have that much money.
Your friend did.
It's like, I had my own money, and I already used it to buy that last life core.
Oh. Oh, wait, he was the one. Damn it.
Yeah, like, so...
I'm confusing Pablo.
It's like, I'm sorry, but I can't afford this right now. So he's just handing it back.
Well, whatever you can afford, I'll take the money.
It's like, I don't have any money. I'm broke. Well, that, you know, it's different being a poor soldier instead of a rich soldier supplied by the city. But, fair dues, you'll have to just make do. It's like, what, you think just money materializes out of nothing? No, that's not how we operate. Well, in theory, it does, because of the whole infinity core thing, but for us, no, we don't have infinite supply of gold and riches.
I think I'm good. No. What I mean to say is... God damn it. Well, if he does any research on how to make better armor than the kind I have now...
It's like, that's not even my department. Go talk to the Count. He's the one, he's the armor researcher person.
Fine.
It's not me.
I go find the Count.
It's like, and so he's kind of snapping. He's like, come back when you have useful questions, ones I can actually use. And he does a weird hand gesture with his hand, like, to emphasize, it's like, you know, use useful questions.
I will destroy you if you mock me. So where's the Count? The bar?
Yeah, so we're gonna rotate. Where do we rotate to exactly? Oh wait, we're rotating upwards, so back to, let's start with Nyadra. Okay, so you can talk with one of the specialists, or you can simply go onwards. Because they're only going to be here a limited time, and then they're going to move on. Because they have other missions they need to do. Except for some of them. Some of them will stay here. Because they're scientists.
What were the specialists again?
Okay, so you have Trickster. He's a specialist at misdirection type warfare. You have Backfire, who is good at explosives. You have Hollow, who's good with anything that's extra-dimensional or deity-related. Lineman is good with just standard combat. You have Ram, who is good with heavy weaponry. Red Eye is the sniper. She's good with long-range warfare. Scholar is the scientist, the mad scientist. And then you have Senile, who knows a lot of things, but he can barely remember half of it. So a lot of different specialists.
I'd probably speak with the combat specialist.
Okay, so lineman, that would be this guy.
Alright. Thorin did walk up to me, though, as he was...
Yeah, so what were you going to talk about?
I'm paying attention, I promise.
Actually, no, I'm not going to go talk to the Count. I'm just going to take...
Probably
Drake.
just how the hell she's been doing.
Doing what?
I mean, in battles.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking better than Scipoli is right now.
Yeah. Well, you're both fine. It's just he was exhausted from... Remember, he's got to haul around a massive armored suit. He's got to take a lot of blows compared to you, because he's like the front liner. So he's going through more. He gets exhausted after a couple days worth of adventuring.
That's just because I strategically positioned myself so that I'm not attacked.
Yep, pretty much. So you're having a blast because you're not on the front line.
Just lathering on the bullshit on these statements.
Yep. It's like, gloriously, I'm the one who's doing most of this fighting. It was all me. I did all this heroics.
Exactly.
So Thorin, this is an insight challenge. This is you trying to
see through the bullshit.
10, yeah. So remember, Thorin's used to heroic deeds, so he can tell if someone's bullshitting or not, which he does. So
Wait, shouldn't it be like what's this? Nyadra's persuade.
Oh yeah, persuasion. Okay, so you persuade him. So he's got 26 insight. I don't even think he can beat that. Let's see if the luck. Nope. So, trying to persuade him. Insight didn't work. Or the insight nullifies that. So it's like you instantly see through the bullshit.
Basically, because of that, I'm just like, yeah, right, and I give it a.
How are all of your stats so high?
Because he's already a second multi-class, and he's coming on to his third multi-class. So he's an extremely powerful warrior.
A lot of it's just
if
we're doing levels, I'm technically
saying
30.
like, yeah, right.
So, and plus, think of it like a warrior perspective. Thorin's been through a lot, like probably more than you have.
So that was the con save for him slapping me on the back.
Yeah, so you got a crit, so you're fine. I mean,
I kind of preempted that. I knew that was coming.
Yep.
I stood up to it a little better than the last time, at least.
Yep. Okay, so besides that, what else?
Yeah, we should spar sometime. That's just what I'm getting.
I'm just gonna look at him, point at him. Yes.
Is that sometime like right now, or?
No. After
I did just say hold that thought because I need to talk to this guy.
Which guy?
I was thinking after the meeting.
Okay, so you walk over to what, lineman? Yes.
That guy.
You gotta move yourself. Okay, so you walk over to lineman. And it's like, you. I was wondering when you'd come this way.
Is he? I've never seen him or know anything about him before.
He just, so you're the great Nyadra the Witch Fiend. You don't look like much.
Don't call me that.
It's like, oh, did I hit a sore spot?
That name was tainted with the arena.
It's like, yes, I've heard of those tales, but it's still a name of power. But if you wish to not be powerful and be just another weakling with an anonymous name, So be
I
it.
prefer to build up a new honorable name, not one that's been dishonored with the arena.
It's like noble goal. And it's like, so, what is it you need?
Is there anything you could show me that might help these
And so, he just,
cowards that hide behind their armor? They can't... My blades don't really
Call
seem
me
to
a
do a
coward,
lot.
motherfucker.
it's
I'm
like,
talk-
oh,
I'm-
just
I'm
know.
just- I'm
It's like, oh, that's
referencing
easy.
the
Just knowing the weak
Legion.
point. It's like that. It's like, don't think of them as indomitable armored foes. Think of them as just anything else. So what, are you trying to make him float or something?
Yeah, I'm making him slowly float.
Okay, so he's just like, he's just talking normally like he's not floating. So think of them as any other foe. You just need to analyze them long enough and know their weaknesses. We just pointed out their weaknesses.
Well, I found several myself the last time when we fought them out in the wilds.
It's like, but you know that they'll probably work out those design flaws. Like, their backplating has been increased to prevent their power packs from being hit as hard. Their helmets are now more durable, along with new enhancements to their detection.
He is now directly above Niadra, but
Yeah,
still
so-
facing her.
Yeah, he's still just talking normally. He's trying to keep us cool as he's floating, so...
Why are you floating?
It's like, oh, because Say decided to make me float. But besides the point.
He's now doing back.
Very well.
Okay, so it's like you have to. It's like it's all about analyzing your enemy and knowing their weaknesses. And seeing as you've survived, you probably know some of them.
Well, the joints are always going to be a good option.
It's like
They have to be able to move.
It's like, but just do remember, this is an adaptive foe. They won't always act the same way twice. As
True.
you saw, there's some sort of soul-binding network that allows their dead soldiers to come back with all of their experience back to the main core, to be reprocessed and sent back out into the field after they've had all the info extracted. It's like, and so he kind of spits on the ground. It's like, I was never a fan of all this technical nonsense. Give me an honest foe. Give me blade on blade.
It seems to me that knowing that if you die in battle, you'll just be brought back and put in a new body and sent back out again. It would make you careless.
It's like, of course it would, but what do they have to care about? Life is not a problem. They can simply get another body, and better, the more information they bring back, the better a body they will get.
Well, the stronger
now-
we get as well.
He's now spinning like a drill and like doing an infinity sign.
And so, like, she's looking at you, it's like, would you stop that? It's very distracting.
It is very distracting.
I'm just smiling.
Okay, so it's like, well, anyway. It's like, was that everything?
I put him down in a handstand.
So, like, see, he doesn't know any more weaknesses besides the one you know, which was the ones that were explained. So, they have very few weak points, meaning, like, joints is one of them if you can hit the joints hard enough, and maybe the back, but everything else seems to be getting more and more armored.
What do you think of the neck? I mean, obviously it's going to be armored, but
It's
they
like,
still
they're going,
must be
of
able to
course, it's like,
turn.
of course it's going to be armored.
They still have to be able to turn their neck to see. If they cannot, then that would leave them open from behind.
It's like, but you can have armor plating up from the bed. It's like you could have an armored greave coming up from the neck area.
An
Making
armored
it
collar.
harder, an armored collar, making it harder for you to strike a blade directly on that. You'd have to destroy the collar first.
Yeah.
But an armored collar would make it so you can't turn your head.
It would at the very least block some vision.
Yeah, but it's like, it's a risk they're willing to take to avoid decapitation. So, and it's like, and what do they care about vision? Remember, their suits now have inbuilt sonar. They can simply detect you via sound
True.
and vibration.
But what if you can fly?
Yeah, so, well, I mean, like, you're not part of the conversation, so he's just he's like he's trying to focus purely on the Adra because you keep adding like extra bits to make it more confusing.
But it's so much fun.
Yeah, so yeah, fun to you, but he's like, he's getting frustrated by it. It's like, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you're making it all wacky. He's a very dour warrior. He's a very straightforward, he prefers sword and board. Plus, it's kind of becoming, his style of warfare is becoming ancient. The sword and board is no longer as effective.
I imagine he would respect Neadra then, because that's
Yeah,
all
so-
she uses is swords and
Yeah, it's
traditional
just that's why
weaponry.
he's trying to have a respectful conversation where he's being as utterly professional as possible, and then you have Say coming in with all the extra. So, and it's like even my shield, like he's tapping his shield. Even my shield had to change. This is a strange experimental mesh, part adamantium, part null plating. I can actually reflect spells with this if I point it correctly.
Interesting.
Can we try it?
And she's just looking, it's like, no.
Huh.
It's like, because where is that spell going to go? Into the nice crowd of your friends, which I don't approve of.
They can handle themselves.
What do
So
you think
Hollow's
of
standing
the
there. It's
weapon?
like I can nullify the spell if it gets out of control.
You try and carry on the conversation with him.
Okay.
Ask about their weapons, if he believes there's any way that they could be disabled in combat.
It's like, how else would you do? It's like their energies in their armor are very advanced, very different. We're still trying to find out the exact formula to how their energy operates inside of their armor. It's like, well, though we know of the weak points, we don't know what type of energy is inside of those packs. Many of the packs we recover rupture automatically.
Well,
So-
it didn't look like they were holding the weapons. It looked like it was attached to the armor.
It's like that's because they are attached. They're inbuilt into the armor. So
Then
that they simply
obviously
don't
they-
have to wield weapons.
So their hands don't control them. There must be some form of that energy. Must have some means of controlling it.
And so he's kind of laughing. It's like, did you pay attention to any of the briefing?
I was very hungry.
Wait,
Yes,
so the only way to disarm them is to literally cut off their arms.
It's like, well, that's one way. If you can pierce that much armor plating with a single blow.
May not have to pierce the whole thing. Just may not need to cut through the whole thing, but just pierce through it in the right spot.
All you need to do is cut a tendon here or a artery there.
It's like, it's not connected to tendons and arteries. There's an internal network inside of the armor that's linking their body to the system.
Yeah, but their
It's like,
bodies
as he's getting frustrated, it's like, did either of you listen to the briefing?
No, but the body's movement is the thing that controls it, right? So if you cut the tendons, they can't move.
It's like, that would cut off, it's like, that would unarm them literally. That's kind of the point.
That's what I was saying.
So it's like,
It's
to put it bluntly, it's simply a very highly advanced armored suit. If you can get past the suit to the body underneath, they're just as weak as before.
Yeah, the same applies for any armor.
It's like, they think by hiding behind a mass layer of armor and null plating, they'll actually stop us. But, there's other things besides that.
Null plating is the stuff that
Null plating
blocks
is a
magic,
plating that
right?
absorbs magic. But if you
I see.
design it in a proper way, it actually reflects it like a mirror. So
Yeah.
think of it as it's a specialized crystal that is bad. Like, it's really extremely hard to fabricate. There's only a few people who know how to fabricate it. So it's a strange blend that not many people understand.
I'm gonna have to get new weapons.
Okay, it's like we all have to get new weapons. It's the end of that. It's like there's plenty more fighting to be had. And it's like, and as much as I don't want things to change, I realize that, well, things are changing, and I can either change with it or die a relic. I'd rather change.
If you don't change in the arena, you die in the arena.
It's like, and here you are now. No arena. No fandom. It's an anonymous warrior like the rest of us.
I'm slowly building back reputation.
It's like, and
town
I have
is-
foregone my reputation.
The town watched me fight someone in the streets the other day.
Okay, so
Yeah, that was funny.
it's
A
like, but
week
did they
ago.
know who you were? Did they know what you do?
They did not when I arrived. They will by the time I leave.
So, it's like, well, good luck to you on your quest for glory. Many of us have already forsaken that quest.
It
More
never
glory
ends.
for you, I guess.
You know, I've never actually fought anyone in melee combat, like, ever.